So Roberto, here we are in Astarotheatro in the heart of Amsterdam's red light district. Tell us a bit about what you're doing here.
It's a small space and it has always had a lot of ambitions. The ambition is, first of all, teatro, so to use it as a small-scale theatre with an intimate approach and possibly a quality of theatre that you wouldn't find in mainstream theatres or bigger commercial theatre. It's not a commercial place, it is not commercially run.
You run one thing once a month, is that?
There is once a month, there is what we call open podium, and that's always changing. And
is it open? Artists. Do people drop by, or
yes,
do you know
yes.
beforehand who's going to be on?
No, yes and no. I mean, sometimes I know more or less who show up of the art. We speak about the artists there, but sometimes they just come in and they do something. It's also welcome, and the same goes for the audience. Sometimes they write to us, okay, we'll come, okay, then we know. Otherwise, they just pass by.
Is it on the full moon?
No!
I thought it seems to be around where the full moon is a few times I've come.
Okay.
I didn't know if that was deliberate or not.
No, it's not deliberate. I stopped to look to the sky since I live in Amsterdam because it's difficult to see the sky here, so no.
And it's on a Saturday night?
It is on a Saturday. We try to make it on the third Saturday of every month, but we don't always succeed because we do a lot of other things. So sometimes we have to move dates, but the general idea is for the third Saturday of each month.
I noticed when the first time I came to your theatre night here, it was $7.50 to get in. And now it's donation. Is there some ideological reason for that, or is it a practical reason? What's the reason?
It's both. The struggle with money and the meaning of money takes much longer than this interview. I'm afraid that we will need to speak along about it.
In a nutshell.
But in a nutshell, I can say yes. My original idea has always been that the arts are not a commercial product like bananas or stocks in the stock exchange, no, but still there should be a recognition for the work and the effort of the artist, and artists also have to pay bills, which I don't agree, but that's the reality. So I always thought that there should be money coming in from what you do, and I still think that this is, in the ideal world, that should be the way. But practically, so not only ideological, you notice that there is a general switch, and not only in Amsterdam, probably it's worldwide, general switch to a more, to a donation form or free form of art, which has pros and cons, obviously. The pros is that it's immediately accessible. People have the impression that they give something if they really appreciate the performance, otherwise if they don't appreciate it, they walk away without doing. That's the good side. The bad side is, again, that is very much relying on the goodwill of people, and how good is that will, it's a long story.
And it makes beggars of the performance. I guess there's something in finding other ways of funding. There
is, in the Netherlands, there has been a dramatic switch from subsidized and supported arts, not only theatre, to a completely deregulated jungle of let's try to survive without any kind of financing. So I think the process is still going on. I think basically also the free fringe, it's partly, not only, but partly an answer to this. For myself here, I also, as Astarotheatro, because I'm hearing, but there are more people working here, I'm trying to adjust to the times and see what happens, basically. Yeah.
Okay, I want to switch to another thing which is connected with the free fringe, and that was I know that you created the role of Clov in Beckett's Endgame during the festival.
I do this
with me and with three other actors who were also involved, including Carlos Traffic, who you mentioned. I spoke to Carlos about his process in creating the character of Ham, and he was telling me how it was only there were several performances of the play during the Free Fringe Festival, and then there was also an extra performance, and he told me that he only really found the through line in the text in that last performance, that it's a famously difficult text, there's lots of jumps that seem a bit irrational and so on. And I'd be interested to hear about your process and what inner and outer resources you had to access to create the character of God.
I tried to understand, but this I think is a general process. All the time you produce some artistic piece of something like that, you try to understand what it's all about.
Psychologically?
From many levels, emotional, psychological, rational. I also have often a rational, analytic approach to what I do. So I use all these levels to try to understand my character. You can never say the last word. Never, if art is art and not merely entertainment, that should be the rule. And surely, if we speak about an author like Beckett, it's an enormous responsibility that you feel as an actor. I felt that very much, to deal with this giant of the words written by this giant of literature and of theatre, and me being just there. So process will never. And I don't. No, I don't.
Are there key moments that
key
clicked for you
moment
with him? Because you really did get him in the end. He was a very believable characterization.
Carlos has a key moment. For me, no, I never really felt that. I felt the moment, the last rehearsals, I started to feel confident. Which is, I think, it's what you need to go on stage. I mean, if you are not confident, but you don't go at all. So I started to feel confident because I felt that I was getting what I was supposed to do.
Was it just about learning the text, or was it feeling him?
No, it's more than learning.
I thought it was great when you got the shoes, when you started clomping around in those shoes. That and up and down the ladder. But the shoes were important, and you didn't want to wear those shoes, I think.
No.
Because they showed your feet.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a detail.
And they were personal as well.
They were personal, yes. That's a detail. And yeah. But the real understanding, I think, is for every time you have theatre, of what you're doing, and real feeling, from that point of view, I agree with Carlos, is from the very first time, from the premiere, from the very first time that you perform it, and you see the reaction of the audience. Yeah.
That's the range of the work as well.
That's the range of the work.
Play, yeah.
Absolutely. But it's we have a cameraman waving.
Okay, so.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thanks. And thanks a lot.
No, thanks a lot. Thanks for this. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.